Yes. Yes.
Okay. So again, back to our question. That is, in this figure, which one is the average total cost? So what is the characteristics of average total cost? It is a U-shaped curve, right? It's
Yes.
U-shaped curve. So here, can you find out the U-shaped curve? It's either B or C, right?
Yes.
B
Exactly.
or C. But we remember that one. It can be B or can be C. So okay, let's just talk about first the average fixed cost. We will answer this number one, I think, after we discuss the average variable cost. So what is the average fixed cost? We talked.
Okay, it's D.
Well done. It's D.
Be-
Average fixed cost is decreasing and always decreasing. So it's going to be D. Right? Good. Average variable cost. What is the average variable cost?
C.
Now, here it comes. So we talked about average total cost can be B or can be C. If we picked C, right, it means there is a cost that is also above the average total cost. The average total cost. And in our, look at your graph, there is no cost that is above the average total cost. Only the MC crosses the average total cost at its minimum. There is a reason behind it. Why? Because average total cost is the sum of average fixed cost plus average variable cost. So average variable cost is always less than or under average total cost. So C cannot be the average total cost. It will be average variable cost. B would be average total cost, and marginal cost that crosses both average variable and average total cost. So only one cost that crosses is the A. So A would be the MC, B would be the average total cost, C would be the average variable cost, and D would be average fixed cost, right? So marginal cost gonna be A, it is C, would be B, oh sorry, D, and average total cost gonna be B. This is D. Let me erase so we don't have any confusion left here. Here we go. Right, guys? And let's move forward. If you understand that, and let's develop some practical example. So suppose that your firm experiences decreasing marginal product of labor with the addition of each worker regardless of current level of output. Average total cost would be, please tell me, what is the answer here? We would experience diminishing marginal product, right? Property. That's it. That is a part of the property of marginal product. So every total cost would be
D.
always U-shaped. Well done.
C U-shaped.
Well done. Now refer to practical scenario. Average fixed cost would be
also falling at all point. No. I think.
Well done. Well done. So remember, these all cost behaviors applicable to that firm which fulfills the property of diminishing marginal return, right? It means if that firm hire a new worker, its addition to total total product will be higher, but at decreasing rate, right? If it does not follow the diminishing marginal return, then the behavior we studied here is no longer applicable. So average total cost is not U-shaped curve. MC does not cross the average total cost at its minimum. It's going to be totally different one, right? So that's why we have a practical scenario here, and that is the firm experiences decreasing marginal product property, diminishing marginal product. Okay, if normal firm or the rational firms, they experience this kind of problem, that every new worker that is they hired, he is producing less than before, but our total production will be increasing. Here we go. What is the marginal cost will be? Constant, U-shaped, falling, or rising?
Falling at all points because refer to the
Marginal cost, not
Rising.
marginal cost. This is a marginal cost, always rising. Average total cost here. Average fixed cost is always only one cost that is always or that is falling at all point, that is the average fixed cost. So that is the previous question. This question, average fixed cost is falling. Next question would be the marginal cost. Marginal cost will be rising at all point. Okay, short run and long run. Here we go. For many firms, the division of total cost between fixed and variable cost depends on the time horizon that we consider that one. So what is the short run and what is the long run? Short run is less than 1 year. So we will be ending our discussion here. So because long run we will be discussing in our next class, and next class we will also talk about the paper pattern and all those stuff. Okay, so I think we should cover over there. Up till now, this is enough for you right now. Please go back to the book chapter. Please read that one as well, so that you retain maximum amount of concept you discussed here, because these concepts gonna be used in our future lectures till our final exam. So remember that one. Short run, life is less than 1 year or up to 1 year. Long run is above that one, above 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 3 years, 6 years, 10 year, 30 years. So what we have learned up till now is short run scenario, right? Fixed cost and variable cost. In long run, we don't have fixed cost. Guys, what I'm talking about? In long run, everything is variable. How, for example, you are paying rent right now. For example, in Shanghai, you are paying rent 3,001 room, and it is increasing. It is increasing with 10% every year. So for 1 year, 3,000 is fixed. Next year, it's gonna be 3,300, and next year is gonna be 4,600, for example, right? Or yeah, increasing. So if you see on year basis, even rent looks variable. Year past, rent increases, but in 1 year, rent remains fixed. Right, guys? So if we convert our analysis based on short run and long run, then our analysis totally changes. Why? Because in short run, some costs are fixed, like doctor fees, like your tuition fees, like salaries, my salary, like rent, right? Insurance, but as the time passes, my salary is going to be increased after a year or decrease after a year. Rent going to be increased after a year or decrease after a year. Doctor fees is going to be increased or decreased after a year. So if you see on year basis, those costs that looks fixed now changes to variable. So in long run, all fixed costs become variable. So because many costs are fixed in short run, but variable in long run, a firm's long run cost curve differ from the short run cost curve. Just this, I'm giving you the taste here. Up till now, we have discussed this scenario regarding short run. Everybody understand that? Mirko?
Yes.
Good. Gustavo, understand?
Yes.
Pirinan, understand?
Yes, I understand because I
Good.
already have this kind of case study in my
Good,
own
good,
child.
good. Okay, so from now on, we will be talking about all these curves, graphs and all the stuff. So I'm giving you more time to digest this one because this is very, very important. What we have discussed today, the behavior, is very, very important because our all future discussion lies on these cost curves and graphs, So I'm not going to repeat that one, how we make that graph and where this, cost curve is coming from. So today we have an activity as well. We also talk about it. We also saw its behavior. So in future classes, I'm not going to ask you to write, to make graph and all those stuff, right? So because I assume that, or also that where this graph coming from, how we make that one. But from now on, I would be discussing what is the meaning of this graph, where we have to produce and how much we are earning, this kind of stuff, right? So that's all for our today's discussion. We will be continuing our discussion from here, and we talked about the long run scenario is very small, but I want you to digest, to grasp all the concept, all the cost behavior that we learned here. Please do read the book chapter as well, because over there you will also have some bookish language and the jargons of economics you learn over there. I make you understand in a very plain English language. That's it. So when you read that one, it will improve your further understanding of how economists write and how they call these kind of stuff. So now it was very easy. It will be very easy for you to read the chapters, and you will be amazed when you read that. You realize that okay, it's like I already know that, right? Okay. If no more question, then I'm going to be stopping the recording here. So see you next time. Until then, take a very good care of yourself and your family. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.